And welcome back. We are getting ready to venture off into our first segment for this lovely Friday morning. Evening of Patriotic songs and poems. Now in to tell us more about it, we've got Brenda Armstrong and of course Jacqueline Tiabo. I got it correctly, right? Good morning, ladies. Good morning, welcome, and it's so nice to see you.
Yes, it's good to be up this lovely day.
Miss Brenda, from the mere fact you got in here, we felt that energy, this Friday energy with everything that will be happening, and there is one that you're so excited about besides all the rest, but we'll leave that for a little later on. Evening of Patriotic songs and poems. We know that, well, today starts September, and September, of course, as Belizeans, we see it as the Patriotic Month, and we think about the poetry and the patrioticness of being a Belizean. Talk to us about it. Tell us about the evening.
Well, we are members of the planning committee of a very special event for us, not only because it's a combination of two things that are dear to us, but perhaps more importantly because it features an essential part of our lives as Belizeans, our love of Belize.
Yes.
And I don't think there's any Belizean out there that can say there's not a little tinge that you feel, even if you go away and come back. This place is special. And so to pay tribute to Belize, we always start on the first Monday of September with this evening of patriotic songs and poems. And the featured artists are Belize's best. And if you are anywhere else but Wesley Church, if you are not there, it's like you better be near a radio or something because you have to hear. But it's best to witness.
Yeah. It is an annual event that is organized by members of the church.
Yes.
And we know it is a highly anticipated event. It usually ends up with people marching around the church with their flags, and it really sets the mood for September. But the challenge in annual events is that every year you're expected to up the ante, or at the very least keep the caliber that you brought the year before. So tell us a bit about the planning efforts that you've put in place to ensure that everybody will have a fantastic night.
Well, the committee has been hard at work, and one of the things is that I think that we have become a regular on the morning shows now when it comes to concert. We have about 3 of them with Ms. Armstrong for the year. And so the planning committee is always engaged. And we have reached the stage now where people actually want to come to be a part of the September activity. This year makes 10 years?
10 years.
10 years.
Whoa.
Since we have been doing the evening of patriotic songs and poems. And so I think for Methodist it's especially special because a lot of the authors, the composers of these songs were Methodists. And so it's with pride when we listen to those songs, that pride of not only being a Belizean, but pride as also of being of that our Methodist brother or sister were part of history, of part of writing, a part of our history. So this year the concert, as we said, is Monday. It's 7 p.m. at Wesley Church, and the lineup includes, well, the Methodist Combined Choir is the host choir for the concert, and then we have the Methodist Praise Singers. We have the Anglican All Saints Praise Team, the Omilawea Osain Band. We have this year we're going to have Lord Rayburn doing a piece.
Featured
artist will be.
And I think for the first time we're going to have Mr. Peters Woman Shine.
Yes,
the Peters
Oh,
Woman
wow.
Woman Shine Band will be there.
Yes, this is part of the 10th anniversary special.
Wow. Well, I must say with the host of entertainment that you'll be having there, it's definitely catches something that you want to be. But for most so, more than ever, are the lyrics behind the patriotic songs and the poems, Land of the Free by the Carib Sea. And, you know, besides the fact that we've got a wide cross section of denominations across this country. We're all one, brothers and sisters,
Yes,
land
true.
of the free by the Carib Sea.
Yes.
Now, what would be one's contribution in terms of getting to the concert this Monday?
The wonderful thing about this event, and indeed perhaps about all our concerts, the mindset behind it is that no one should be left out.
Wow.
So it's free to come in, always. We ask if you are able and feel so moved to keep these things going on. We always have a little donation box at the door. But what you put in is up to you. And if you put in, it's still up to you. So let it not be true that you don't come because you say, I didn't have anything. We welcome everyone. I listened just now as you were talking about what is special, and I think of a song like God's goodness gave this land to me.
Yes.
And even the setting of our concert is important because we give God thanks for this nation. I mean, who can compare? And that is in some of our songs as well. No land can compare, you know, to this land so fair. The poetic and the lyrics of the poeticness and the lyrics of those songs, they had to come from the heart. And so we celebrate those men and women who put their pens and thoughts to action. And in celebration of that, we have introduced since about 4 years now a poetry competition that forms a part of this evening. So the entries have been judged and there will be persons reading the winning entries. I would like to put in a plug this morning for young writers because we've not found the key yet to getting entries for the youth competition. We have a prize, we have prizes for youth, but we haven't been able to give those prizes away because the entries are so limited. And even though we tried through the schools to ask for entries, it's not happening yet. So young writers out there, put your thoughts and action into play and start writing about your love of your country.
That's right.
It's a wonderful thing.
Are we seeing the same writers going into the competition?
To some extent, but always some new ones.
Okay.
And we even get entries from the diaspora because this event is advertised on electronic media and you know how the world is now. So we have entries that come to us from the USA and all over Belize, not just Belize City.
The great part about having your poetry competition is that it allows you to help to create new content.
Right.
Because we have quite a number of patriotic songs and poems that that we have been accustomed to hearing over time, but we do have to make sure we're generating more. And I want to ask about the entries this year and what you find to be the common theme. I'm sure there's love for country and pride for Belize, but what seems to be the common theme that you find in the poems?
I think there's an underlying theme in almost all the poems of us as a people having to be unified. And the whole thread of unity among Belizeans and the importance of us. Not only cherishing what is past, what has been given to us, but working together to keep it going, to show our love for it, to be willing to die for it, which is something we haven't been put to the test yet for, you know. The people of Haiti, way back, 200 years ago, portrayed that fact. I'm willing to die for my nation. As Belizeans, what are you willing to give for your country? And so I think that theme of unity has come over and over.
And do we get to find out who the winner is, or we find that out at the event on the
That's a definite.
You know, I always ask for exclusive information, right?
It's one other reason you have to be there, so that you can witness the distribution of the prizes. Jackie is the one that usually hands out
Yeah.
those checks, and
Yeah.
we are so glad that persons have entered.
Yeah.
It's a really nice combination on that night to hear the lyrics and the songs that are shared, and what has been true over the years and will be true again this year. The participants range in ages
That's true.
from way up there in the 90s
Wow.
right down to the little children.
Wow.
And so that's key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Jackie, tell us about the prizes that the winners of the poetry competition will collect.
All right. Well, as we said this year, there were only adult prizes, and so the first prize, please remind me, Mrs. Army, is $400 for first prize, and
Yes.
$200 for the
Nice.
second prize. So the prizes are really nice. So we want to
Yeah.
encourage our young people that next year
Yeah.
to take part. You know.
And we do have quite a few young people who do spoken word.
Yes,
and
Definitely.
there
they
is.
could
Yes.
definitely contribute.
We have
to
had
it.
a couple of them that have been a part of the program already.
Yeah.
So we were surprised that they did not take up the opportunity to enter.
Well, hopefully for next year.
Hopefully.
Now, let's talk about one of the challenges of your night. How do we fit all these people in Wesley Church?
Well, there are some people that the hour of 7 is not even significant because they're there from 6.
Because they know what's going to
They
happen.
know the pews get filled pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And then there are the participants, so you have to leave space for them.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, includes the Imperial Band.
Wow.
Because that
Classic.
parade around the church has a different, feel when, and even those who would never venture on the streets will march around inside there. So we say to patrons, bring your flags. Even if you don't get up and march, you can tap your feet along. We put chairs in the aisles. We fill every possible corner.
So get there early.
Early,
Yes.
yes,
That's the trick to it.
That's it.
Yes.
But let's venture, because just the thought, and then again the talk of patriotism, patrioticness, takes me back to my primary school days, listening to teacher telling us about what the 10th was and what the 21st is, and these things. 10 years is a lot of time.
It is.
So let's venture off a little back to when we got started and how things transform from then until now. We could sum this up like really quick. What touches you the most, and how it was in the transformation getting to today, around this year?
One of the things that we can reflect on in the transitioning, we've had several MCs. We started with William Neal, who was there at least 3 of the 4 first events. And then we went to Mr. Vasquez, Ernesto,
Yeah.
who brought a different quality. And now we have Dr. Rene Villanueva.
Wow.
And when you hear his voice, you know that voice is part of September.
Of course.
Long live Belize, that's a very significant part. The other thing is, at the end of every year, we stand, all of us, patrons, choirs, musicians, and we sing the national anthem. Man, that brings,
Yes, right.
you know what we say in Belize, right? Cold
Cool
seed.
seed.
No goosebumps here.
No, cold seed is what we get.
Cold seed to your skin, your little hairs stand up,
Yeah.
and you just feel that pride bursting out of you. It's like Land of the Free has never been sung like this before, right? So that's a significant part of moving through the years.
Definitely.
The other thing that I have looked forward to, it's the same song, but sung with a different voice. So when I think about God's goodness, or now we have the Queen of the Bay as part of it, and we have the seniors, Belize City seniors, they are all what, over 70?
Over 70.
Well, my
all the way
mom
up
is
to
in it and
90s.
she's 88, so they'll be out tonight and they stand and sing the Queen of the Bay along with some little ones from the Southside Singers. The lady who gives these nights that special touch is Mrs. Muriel Authors, whose idea it was actually to start having this function, and Mrs. Authors has seen this event through the years grow to what it has become. But her touch is in the musicians and the vocalists, because she works with them.
Yes.
Jackie from how early? I think about 2 months ahead of time, and gets them to where they can be crisp and right. So I think those would be my features. I don't know if there's anything that you find special.
Yeah. Well, I think the fact that we have almost outgrown, or we have outgrown the church, that we have lasted 10 years. There's not a lot of activities that can boast that they have existed for that long. I think it's a tribute in itself that the participants, we have some of the members of the choir who have come in from the States and are going to be singing. They look forward to that every year. They come September and they want to be a part of the experience.
Yeah.
So.
There's one other thing I would add to that history. On the first night of the concert, it coincided with the launching of a book of patriotic songs that was compiled by our Governor General. And he has practically become a staple.
Yeah.
He's there every year and he performs every year. And he, along with Francis Reno, will join the choirs in one special item, I won't say.
Wow, that's a big deal.
So we have a combination of the Governor General of Belize with Belize's most famous classical pianist and the voices coming together.
Yeah. Such a beautiful occasion, and you're right. I think Jackie said it. You have been able to maintain this event as a staple in the September calendar for 10 years. And what started off as I'm sure just a way to get people within the church to get into the mood has expanded beyond just members of the Wesley Church to everybody in Belize City who just wants to set the mood right for September. So let's get the details once again so people know where to go, when to get there, and what to expect.
Yes, so it's this coming Monday at the Wesley Methodist Church on Albert Street at 7 p.m. But you already know you have to be there early.
Get there early.
Early to get the best seats.
That's right.
And
They
bring
will
your
find
flag.
space for you, but if you want to sit comfortably, get there early.
Yes,
Yeah.
so remember to bring the flag. And we always boast that we have the little goodie bag.
Oh,
Remember the days of the lemonade and light cake?
Yeah.
So yes.
At the end of the
At the
event,
end of the event.
everybody gets their treat, and that continues. All these ladies will get and bake, so come and get yours.
Oh, nice. Well, ladies, we want to thank you for stopping in and sharing the details of this event. We know you work very hard to put together this particular night, and we hope that it is a success. I know it will be, right?
I need to say thanks to our sponsors.
Yes, sure.
We have a fine list of persons and corporations that support us every year. And thanks also to one of our committee members whose participation is integral, Mr. Gregory Solis. He'll kill me, but that's all right. Without him, I don't know if this event would be quite the same.
Yeah.
Between himself and Mrs. Arthurs, we are where we are. So thanks to those who give up their monies, their time, and their talents to make it possible.
Thank you as well for coming in and giving us all the details. We're going to go ahead now and take a break, and when we come back, we'll be joined by Blue Ventures, and we'll be doing a special recipe of lionfish ceviche. So stay tuned.